Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live from Miami at the Exchange ETF conference, and joining us for this segment we have Caleb Silver, Editor-in-Chief at Investopedia. We're going to discuss investor sentiment and also some interesting themes that we're seeing in the ETF space. It is great to see you. No matter where we are around the world.
Anywhere you are, I'll be.
Let's talk about reader sentiment on Investopedia. What are they focusing on?
Yeah, we've been surveying our readers, our newsletter readers, since before the pandemic about, are they bullish, are they bearish, what are they fearing right now, what are they opportunistic about? And as of the latest survey, about 30% think the market's going to go up 5% or more, about 30% think the market's going to go down 5% or more, so it's this caught in the middle, folks really non-committal in terms of where they think market direction is, and not that willing yet to put in a lot of money, but waiting for that moment.
Sounds like what we're hearing in financial media
Absolutely,
too. Sounds
all
so
over
much
the
like
place.
that. What are their top concerns?
Yeah, recession is the top concern, and that's been the drumbeat for the last year. It was switching between recession and inflation, whichever one was hotter at the moment. Now it's recession. About 60% of folks think that that is the number one concern right now, inflation, and then geopolitical conflict because it's so unpredictable. Those are the top three right now, but the level of concern about all of them is a little bit lower than in previous months.
How are they approaching market volatility?
Yeah, 50% say they're waiting it out, which just tells you people are just like, I'm not so sure yet, and I feel that way as well. It's like, that kind of feels like there's something going on, and yes, we've had a nice January rally, but 50% say they're waiting it out, but there are 40%, 41% that are buying the dip. They're trying to get in there and take advantage of some of these lower prices. 22% say they're putting more money into the market right now, and some folks have actually sold their stocks and taken the loss just to get out of it, but more than not, people are just waiting for the right moment.
And what happens if they found an extra $10,000?
Yeah, we ask this question every couple of months. What would you do with an extra 10 grand? The last time we asked it, back in the beginning of December, they said they would put it in savings or pay down debt. This time around, they said they would put it into individual stocks. They're ready to put money to work, and the individual stocks they like are the big ones, their favorites all along, the Apples, the Amazons, the Microsofts of the world, even Tesla's back into the top 10 this month.
What's the top selection criteria for ETFs?
Yeah, we also asked them about ETFs. We're at an ETF conference here, but ETFs have become widely popular, and the top selection for them in terms of what made them decide whether to buy one was the methodology. What's the spice? What's the recipe behind this ETF? They're really interested in that. 20% said performance. You think past performance would be influential in their choice, not necessarily, and some others, only about 8% said whatever their advisor recommended to them. So they're looking at what's in there, sometimes they're looking at the issuer, but the things that we hear about here, like liquidity and all those, that was not top of mind for a lot of our readers.
When I saw that, I thought that was an interesting response as well, to see how these things are constructed. If you had to own one ETF for a decade, what would they pick?
Yeah, we asked them that question. Which one, if they had to have a 10-year buy and hold on an ETF, and it was VOO, the big Vanguard Total Market Index, they want to own the big market. These are a lot of people that like to go with the crowds. Retail investors in general like to follow the crowd. So you saw SPY in there, you saw VOO, you even saw Schwab's Dividend ETF got a lot of popularity in the last few months for a good reason, and a bunch of bond ETFs too, the VTI Vanguard Index and the IVV, also very popular. So it's this conservative, go with the crowds, go with the masses, but also let's play some defense, and that defense theme is super popular here at ETF Exchange if you hadn't noticed.
Yeah, well, that theme, I would say fixed income, active management, dividends, and moving away from momentum and looking more at the core fundamentals of companies, of ETFs. And it's been a while since we've actually had those kinds of conversations. Anything else interesting that you picked up from themes here?
I saw some pretty cool ones. There's a lot of short duration ETFs that have come to the market, and they're coming way down the calendar here. So you can go 5-year, 2-year, very short duration ones. I saw small mid-cap moat ETF. So moat is that protective barrier around your company. There's now one for small and mid caps, which have been very well performing in the stock market lately. And then I also saw from the Bitwise folks who are all about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, BitQ, their Bitcoin crypto ETF. They're not ashamed to go with it, and Bitcoin has had a heck of a past 5-6 weeks.
It certainly has. We'll have Matt on the show shortly to learn more about that. Great to see you as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.